Hello and welcome to another edition of Threat X3 Productions Discussions. Hey everybody and welcome back to Threat X3 Productions. I am Nick. Here with me today is...
Poetic Ninja.
What is up? And today we're doing another edition which I have decided to call the Nick and Ninja Discussion Corner.
So today's discussion will be about the upcoming game, or actually the game that's already out, Outriders.
Mm-hmm.
So it is probably one of the best RPG shooters, third-person shooters that are out there right now. I haven't actually got into it, but I have done my research on the game itself, and I'm really looking forward to it. This Friday, so I'll be playing with you guys or whatever, whomever is going to get on. I have Xbox One. Poetic Ninja 17 is my gamer tag. If you guys want to link up or whatever with me and Nick.
Screw all the other 16 of them. They suck. You gotta go all the way to the 17th Poetic Ninja.
I'm here. No, but yes. So I mean, looking forward to it, and what I like about it so far, what I've gathered is, like I said, it kind of reminds me of Destiny. You know, you got your 3 different classes. You got your tank class. You got your
four classes.
Oh, there's 4 classes.
Yep.
Oh, there's 4 classes.
But only three people can play. That's the weird part. Like, there's 4 classes, but only 3 people can play together. So it's like, I don't know, such a weird.
That's crazy. So I mean, what I've gathered, there's a tank class, and I'm really big on the tank class, the Devastator class, I believe it's called. So I'm looking forward to that right there. That's going to be my main class to select. If I'm going in, gun blazing, I don't care. It's all about going in and just mitigating everything and just making sure that all the attention is stuck on you. But I'm not sure how this game is, so I don't really know what to expect.
So let me tell you then, huh?
Okay.
So I have played it. Me and Nate actually streamed it the other night. So twitch.tv/threatx3. Had a lot of fun with it. I actually played the demo as well. So what was really nice about that is that, excuse me, if you play the demo, your progression gets brought over. So that was really cool because I already had like 2 characters up to level 5.
Oh, okay.
So it was nice that
Destiny.
I could, kind of. So I could just jump right back into where I left off or whatever, which actually kind of sucked for the stream because we were literally just waiting around for Nate to hurry up and get done with the with the tutorial. So, but yeah, so far the loot is where it's at. The loot is what's making this game fun. Not knowing, what am I going to get next? And the way that a mod on a gun can literally completely change how
you play the game,
how you play a certain skill. And I mean, that kind of stuff has sort of happened in the past, but I don't know. This is different. It's taking... I'll go Devastator because that's the one you were talking about. Devastator has this one where he kind of holds out his hands in front of him. He does that like kind of Neo thing where all the bullets just stop right in front of him.
Oh, right.
And then after the meter gets done, or you can trigger it whenever you want to, you just shoot all the bullets back and they'll automatically go to people in front of you or whatever. I have literally taken out an entire room of guys with that mat. So then there's this mod. So a mod on one of my, I want to say it's on like one of my chess pieces or something. The mod, instead of holding my hands out, I just put up the shield and then I can still shoot, and I will mitigate 50% damage and 50% reflecting automatically back to them. And so it lasts like 10 seconds, I think. So for 10 seconds, I'm pummeling them with bullets, and anything they're hitting me with, I'm only getting half damage.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Like that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love it. So like just by that one example, that one skill completely changes how you use it, how you work with it, because before you just like set yourself up, hands, jazz hands, and then boom, it definitely makes you feel powerful, and it definitely makes you feel like a badass. But then being able to do the exact same thing, but then pull your gun back out and is so awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a good
that
game.
They're gonna be more to that particular class.
Exactly, because that was that was a blue gun. I can't wait to see what do purple and orange guns come with, because that's going to be amazing. So, but yeah,
what are the other classes? What are the other classes that have available?
So yeah, you got the Devastator. He's the tank, like you were saying. You have the Technomancer. He's more of a support-ish character, because a lot of his,
like a healer or something, or
not necessarily. I mean, I think
like a debuff or buff guy.
Yeah, sort of, because he has like an ice turret, and so it'll freeze a lot of the smaller minions, and sometimes even the bigger one. And so he a lot of his things are like either turret based or explosive based. So he's really about like kind of crowd control and supporting, rather than a lot of the other ones have like direct abilities that do like direct damage or whatever. So for instance, you also have the Pyromancer. A lot of his are direct attacks. Like one is he does this huge wave of flames in front of him. Another one, he marks a person with fire, and if you kill that person within this short amount of time, they'll like float in the air and then just explode, which does a shit ton of damage to anybody standing next to him.
So basically, it's just like a DPS, but DPS with a lot of attack. Basically, just a lot of power.
Yeah, especially with the fire, it can be really good for DPS. Then you have the Trickster. The Trickster, he's a lot more of like the assassin character. He has one ability where he literally teleports behind everybody, so he can be on the other side of the map. You do that, you're all of a sudden right behind them and getting in their face. And then he has one that's like a big energy sword, and then a time bubble, which basically like slows everything down or whatever. So mixing and matching fire and Technomancer, or fire and Trickster, or Trickster, fire and Devastator, or whatever, that I think is where the game really takes off. Obviously you can play it by yourself, just like you can play Destiny by yourself or whatever, but the synergy between all these different abilities is kind of where this game can really find its footing, I think. So
now, I've realized that after doing some research on this game in particular, I came across one review, which was by Steam. Steam, of all freaking places, gave it a bad review. So I'm like, oh no. I don't ever base anything off of what they say, what the critics say. I always try to make my own analysis and go from there, because my analysis is going to be different from the critics out there. So I might just be like, oh, this game actually gets an 8 or a 9,
right,
as opposed to a 6 or something. So I have to see it for myself and experience it for myself. And judging from what you've already told me, this game is amazing.
Amazing. And to talk about probably one of the best parts for somebody like you, an Xbox player, talking about the best part, you get it for a subscription. You get it, and that was kind of like a secondary topic that I wanted to talk about today, because Game Pass is amazing. Game Pass is setting an industry standard, so much so that it is completely embarrassing PlayStation Now. Sure, you can stream games just like you can on xCloud and stuff like that, but just as a for instance, PlayStation Now, their big game that they're advertising is Avengers. And I'm like, okay, first off, just as a side note, I like Avengers. I think it has a really good story, single player wise. It has a very good it has a very good combat system. However, I can see where the complaints come from, and they're warranted. It's just whether or not you're willing to put up with it. But still, that came back out in September. Outriders came out on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess Thursday, because we played it, on Thursday at like 10 o'clock or whatever. So, so you have a company that puts out a brand new game, not even a first party brand new game. And then you have another company putting off a secondary one, which, you're going to get Spider-Man with it, but still it's months later.
Yeah.
I don't understand how the people at Sony don't see how bad that makes them look. You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, it's just that the game, I haven't played it. I can't really say anything about it, but just by what I've gathered, it just doesn't seem like it was appealing to me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that really stuck out was this DLC that they added, or whatever it is that they added, the new something room, the Panic, or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I think that's what made it get its footing again, hopefully. But I think the game itself just kind of flopped because of the fact that most superhero games like that don't really do so well. I've played some games that were superhero games that were fucking amazing.
Right.
Like one for instance, the Incredible Hulk game when it came out.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was really awesome. They did a lot of work on that game, and they really put a lot of effort into making the Hulk, and making you feel like you were such a badass being the Hulk. Like I said, there's very few superhero games that are out there that are really, really good. It's very rare, and when you do play them, they're all basically just like when the movie comes out, here comes the game. So
yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that is what makes Avengers a good game. Is when I play Thor, it feels loads different from when I play Captain America or if I play Iron Man. Each one of them does a really good job of making you feel like you're playing the character. The problem comes in the end game. The problem comes in the microtransactions and just hey, why don't we just take Fortnite's store and just put it in a RPG? It gets to the point where it's like, I get that Fortnite had a formula and it was really popular, but why does it have to be in everything? But a good example for the Game Pass that is absolutely embarrassing for Sony is MLB The Show is coming out day fucking one for Game Pass. Now, if you didn't know this, MLB The Show is made in-house for Sony. Not only did they lose...
That was actually a launcher that they have for the PS3. I mean, when the PS3 came out, that was a launcher game, a launcher title. And no one really played that. And they played it, but there was nothing else to play at the time.
It's got its following, and it's got its fan base, and at least from what I can gather, it's a good game. But the fact that not only did Sony lose their exclusivity, whether it be like Microsoft coming here, with a giant bag of money or something, but not only did they lose their exclusivity, but on day one, it's launching on another system for essentially free, because if you already have the subscription, it's free, so you might as well. So you have a giant swath of people who might be playing MLB Show the first time, because this is the first time it's coming to the Xbox. So you might have a huge swath of people who are playing this for the first time for essentially free. Even if they buy it, let's say, just for MLB The Show, they're still saving $45 because it's... Oh, actually, no. I guess it would be
like 50-something.
$55 because now games are fucking $70 because... let's not get into that argument.
Oh, no.
It's embarrassing. This is a company that you own that are making games for you, and you not only let it get bought up by Xbox, but you let it get bought up in a way that... And now, what's their response? You know what I mean? What's their response? Avengers? I love Avengers. Me, personally, I love Avengers. But I already fucking have it, so what does that do me? Anybody who wanted Avengers has Avengers. Now, granted, you could use the argument that, for $9.99 for 1 month, people can now go and try Avengers, so maybe it'll bolster its community, which would be really great, right? But still, so many people have heard bad things about this game. Who the hell is going to go spend any amount of money to play this game that is so badly reviewed?
Right. So. And it's not only that; it didn't even stay up at the top of the board that long. It went down, dwindling within a week.
Right.
Within a week, it started to dwindle. I'm like, wow, how is this game still popular? It's still $60. I don't understand why anyone would still want to pay $60 for this game that's not doing that well.
Yep.
I mean, the graphics look amazing. The gameplay looked amazing, and everything. So I don't really know what people were having against it, but I went with the fact that most superhero games aren't that great, unless the only one that was very successful are Spider-Man games, and
True.
There hasn't been a Spider-Man game that was a flop.
Right.
I've never played a Spider-Man game that was a complete flop. Now, any other game like I think there was one that they had. It was like a multiplayer where everybody played. It was X-Men Legends. I think that was it. That was another game that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was a PS2 or something. But,
they had. X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2. That was like the birthplace of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, essentially.
Right.
That same style of gameplay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I love superhero games. I love it. I love them. It just, I don't know. Sometimes they just try to, I don't know what it is that they're trying to do with these superhero games. I think they go over the top sometimes.
Yeah. Maybe over the top. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, essentially, I will probably end up getting it eventually. I don't know. Because it's been on my mind for the longest time ever since it first came out. I was like, yeah, I might get this. And then all of a sudden, the price started dropping on it.
Oh, right, yeah. So like, I mean, it's out on PS Now. If you want to try it out, it's embarrassing. I mean, I think that's coming from a Sony pony. Somebody who has been such a loyal fan. I'm genuinely like, okay, like I'm looking at Microsoft with them come hither lips and eyes because I'm just like, look at you, sir.
I know. I know. And that's how I feel. I feel the same way you do when it comes to Sony. It's like, okay, Sony, I've been loyal to you ever since PlayStation 1 came out. Battle Arena Toshinden. Okay? That was my game. And then now I feel like my heart is breaking every time Sony does some stupid shit. I'm like, really?
Yep.
Really? And then Microsoft had their own, share of flaws and everything.
Right, definitely.
But I have been totally loyal with Sony for up until I gave my PS4 to my niece, and I ended up getting an Xbox One. But I gave it to my niece for her birthday, so I'm like, okay, this is a birthday gift. So I figured, hey, let's go ahead and get an Xbox One. They're talking about everybody's like, oh, jumping on the Xbox One bandwagon. Okay, so I jumped on it too, and I'm like, not really much of a difference.
No,
they have their own selection of games.
Yeah,
it's not really that much of a difference. Because, like I said, I've been a hardcore Sony fan. Just say, fuck Microsoft, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now it's like I don't really care anymore. I don't care. But yeah, you're right about Sony being in a complete embarrassment. It's like, dude, why are you guys doing this?
Yeah,
you guys have been holding the reins for so long.
I think that's part of the problem. They got a little too cocky. They got a little too confident. Too much swagger in their step because it's just they're doing things that just doesn't make any sense. And here you have a company like Microsoft making all these decisions that are just so good for the customer base, and you have nothing to like clap back at it.
Yeah.
What's going on? Do something. Yeah. Something. Even if you up the price, like here's my outrageous thing. Okay? Up the price. Up the price of PlayStation Now. Put PlayStation Now, PlayStation Plus together. Okay? Do the same thing. $14.99 a month. Okay? $9.99 up to $14.99. Now they're bundled together, and do something like, okay, one exclusive every other month or something, day one.
Right.
You know, you have to do something to compete. And since they're not doing anything, like, they're gonna lose a lot of people, especially since the PlayStation 5 is still so hard to find.
Yeah, very much so, because like I'm like, because I work at a warehouse where I could see if they have PS5 on hand, but they don't ever have.
We gotta talk afterwards.
So it's like, but I don't ever see them.
Right.
They have them locked up in cages or somewhere in the warehouse. So it's like, okay, so
they have Poseidon himself standing there with a trident and be like, "Don't come near it."
Yeah, I will strike you down. So it's like, oh, okay. So, but really, it's like, if you find one, you get one. Okay, but like I said, I'm having to find one, and it's like very hard to come across, very hard to come by right now. I don't know why it's such a high commodity. I mean, of course, people love the Xbox Series, whatever it's called, X or whatever, and I'm not looking forward to getting that. I'm just trying to get a PS5, but there's nothing in stock.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's the Nick and Ninja discussion corner. You guys let us know. Are you liking it so far? This is our second one, so we're still working out some kinks or whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, down in the comments below, we want to know, what do you think about the whole Game Pass versus PlayStation Now? I think we've made it pretty clear that there is no contest, but still, what do you think are maybe some positives and negatives that we might not be thinking about? Let us know down in the comments below. I was Nick and
Ninja.
Go to any of the social medias down below to get a hold of us, and you guys have yourself a wonderful day.